track 1. Mysterious track 1. All right, so 1, 2, 3, go. Ethereal, right?
Why does it sound so familiar?
It's pretty famous. It's
Is it?
old. It's pretty famous from a pretty big franchise. Not too famous though. It's not like a household name.
There is the possibility that I might have already heard her on the channel, but I don't know yet. Actually, I think I might have.
You heard this?
Maybe. Hold on, let me hear it anyways because it's still cool. Yeah, I have.
You know this one?
It's okay. Yeah, we can just do another song, but this is it's like you could probably leave this in because I recognize it. This is Time Scar.
That's it. Time
Yeah. Dude, Chrono Cross is amazing.
It is, right? And you know, this is why I brought up Yasunori Mitsuda, because it was fresh on my brain. Right?
I should have totally remembered. I'm like, oh yeah, you should check the ones I've done too.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
It's just a warm up for me to. I love this song, dude. I don't know who the composer is. Is it
It's Yasunori Mitsuda.
It's Yasunori. Wow,
Yeah.
small world. Wait, so our first songs to each other were Mitsuda?
Or inspired
Wow.
by Mitsuda. That guy. I think when you want to recommend a track to someone for your first track, you want it to be something that has sumptuous production. Yeah. And one thing about Yasunori Mitsuda is that he is clearly a perfectionist. He's not as I can't say Nobuo Uematsu isn't a perfectionist, but he's not as prolific as an Uematsu, for example. Because you can tell he really takes his time with every single track, like to a really obsessive level. Like, this production is crazy.
Oh, that was so sick.
I know, right?
That's such a small world.
I know.
That there's two things we send each other first.
I'm glad you heard it.
I love that song. I love that song, by the way.
Because it's just like, how many genres and instruments can you pack into one song and still keep it cohesive, right?
If I recall, that's the intro or something. Like it came with an FMV. Yeah, imagine that being the first thing you hear.
Chrono Cross itself was a bit of a weird game. It was a bit of a letdown compared to Chrono Trigger and some people.
That's what I keep hearing. That it was like not as great as the predecessor.
Yeah, but the music is flawless.
I think I've only heard like 2 songs from that game. That one and I don't know the other one, but two or three. So there's still a lot of Chrono I haven't heard. That's so funny. I can't get over that. It's like literally chose the same composer. Out of the thousands and thousands, we chose
I think
pretty much Mitsuda.
I just think it shows you what
he's good.
He's damn good. Like,
he's a freaking G.
And he's one of, like, I think you have to be in deep with gaming and like JRPGs for his name to sort of be a thing. So I think it's a great introduction to this series because his music's amazing. It's immaculately produced, but it's also a little bit underground. It's not like Nobuo Uematsu, who, you know, even in kind of more casual circles, people who will know who Uematsu is. Probably.
Yeah, it's like a niche, but it's like a piece of popular niche. I know exactly what you mean, but yeah, it's funny. I didn't know who he was a year ago, and now I'm just like, here I am recommending him to you.
Here I'm recommending him to you. So 1, 2, 3, go. Turn it up loud.
God, I don't know if I'm just crazy, but I might have heard this too. Maybe. No. I don't. Damn, why is it so brutal though? Let's just call this a JRPG, like, fanboy show. Oh, yeah. I'm at the point in my life where, like, I've heard so many songs that this feels like a first time, even though I don't know. It feels like I might have heard it.
Like I said, the game itself didn't sell so many copies, but if you search for this song on YouTube, millions of plays.
Really? Oh, I've had stuff like that. What the hell is this? This is...
Yeah.
Oh, it's sounding a little industrial now. Dude, it's like... I mean, it's sick as hell, but I feel like I've heard it.
Yeah.
This is if I did, this is one of those where I heard it like one time and it hasn't been since. But I don't know. This sounds so like 90s, mid 90s, early 90s. The quality is like...
That's probably an intentional design choice, but the game itself is mid 2000s.
Okay.
Or late 2000s, actually. Like 2008? I might be wrong on that. 2014. Sorry, 2014. So about 10 years ago. But there is definitely an intentional, like... Also, the composer likes using sort of... I
can't even guess who this composer is.
Once you get familiar with this body of work, it'll be like, okay, yeah, it's that guy.
Were they mostly prominent in the 2000s, or...?
They're still prominent. They made the soundtrack for a pretty big release last year. Again, not like big in terms of like, you know, like a wider release, but in terms of for a JRPG, sure, a pretty big release. So can you imagine the context for that?
This whole time I was like, left brain was like, enjoy it. The other side was like, where have I heard this? Have I heard this? Well, since you said it was JRPG, actually that doesn't really narrow it down. I've heard, like we said, that could be like walking through a forest, or it could be like a boss battle or something. I honestly don't know what JRPG. My brain says like boss, some sort of conflict fight.
The name of
it's got the boom, chata, boom.
Yeah. It's the name of the track is just Battle B2. Battle, the name, the...
What is going on? Do you remember the first song I sent you?
I know, right? Just Battle.
Well, first of all, who's the composer? Maybe I recognize their name or not.
The composer is Ryota Kozuka.
Not by name, I don't know.
At Atlus, there are several... the most prolific composer is Shoji Meguro.
Shoji, yeah.
Yeah, who does all the Persona stuff. And he's,
I love that.
Again,
I love that, damn.
So distinctive, like, you know, very virtuistic guitar, virtuoso on the guitar, and very jazzy and light and you know, poppy, and it completely suits Persona's theme. This guy makes like dark, synthy, aggressive, somewhat menacing music.
Yeah, I got that.
And it perfectly suits the vibe of Shin Megami Tensei, which is like, the world, it has ended. Yeah. Shin Megami Tensei 4. Shin Megami Tensei 4.
There's a chance that I might have heard it then. I'm very curious, like, to see back, like, this reaction right now, and then, like, how much it matches up to the first one, in case I did it, because I've done very little Shin Megami. I'm talking, like, 4 or 5 songs. Actually, you know what? Does that motif repeat? Or is that just for this song? That little doom, da-da-da-da. Because that's what was sticking out to me.
I haven't actually played this game, but I know the song. And that's the case, because I think the game only sold like maybe 1 million copies, maybe less. But the track
worldwide, or
worldwide, yeah,
okay.
I mean, less than 1 million copies, a couple 100,000. But I think the YouTube, like if you're on YouTube, this track has 15 million views. So
so it's kind of like transcended its
transcended source.
Yeah. How did you come about it?
It was literally recommended to me in a
word of mouth
search.
Yeah.
No, the YouTube algorithm recommended to me, because I was searching for because around like last year or 2 years ago, Shin Megami Tensei 5 came out. That game also has a killer.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah, and then the algorithm's like, so you like Shin Megami music, huh? Well, try this out, Buckaroo.
Dude.
And yeah, I loved it.
There's a chance that I might have done both of your songs, which is both hilarious and awesome at the same time.
Well,
Yes, I have. June 13th, 2022.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. Well, we'll have to match.
That's still cool though. That's still cool. It's like it's kismet, you know. Like we pretty much guessed each other's songs.
It's like I said, this is a song that's transcended its source, right? And it's a pretty, I guess it's fairly well known in kind of JRPG circles. But the game
it has to be that motif that like I said, I was like, da, da, da. Like I've heard that. You know, it has that little kind of like almost Crash Bandicoot sound to it.
It does, doesn't it? And I saw on your list a few people have recommended Shin Megami Tensei 5 songs, and that has
I'm sure.
Amazing soundtrack. And once you get familiar with Ryota Kozuka's body of work, this will be like, okay, that's a.
You're definitely right about like they sound like between Persona and SMT, they sound totally like flipped. You know, one like this one definitely sounds kind of evil and kind of spooky, whereas Persona I'm just like jamming and grooving along. People were like, man, when are you gonna start playing it? I'm like, dude, I have no time. Like apparently each Persona game is like 100 hours just the story. I can't do that. Like not in this lifetime. But is there any like standout features of SMT? Like for example, I know Persona's Joker. Like does SMT have any like standout character or anything like that?
The Megaten game, especially Megaten 5, it's not very story focused. In fact, it's very light touch. A lot of the it focuses more on themes than story. And if I had to describe the gameplay loop, it's sort of like Pokemon for crazy people. It's brutally difficult. And that fits in with the vibe. It's sort of like Dark Souls in that you're trapped in this hellish quagmire of an environment. Everything is out to kill you, and it's brutal. And you gotta survive and use your wits to get through it, but it's very rewarding in that sense. And like the environments, it's like, yeah, the world's ended, dude. It's all just desert and destroyed landscape and broken city. And it's totally focused on the battle system. Like in Persona games, like you battle with your party members, and then you have these sort of like mythological creatures who you can sort of tap into, especially Joker. He can like summon these these mythological creatures. But that seems like a weird side feature in Persona, but Megaten is really where that's fleshed out. It's all about capturing or summoning these mythological characters, like from all sorts of backgrounds and histories and cultures. So you'll have like Zeus, Cleopatra for some reason, and Horus, the Egyptian god. You kind of collect them all like Pokemon, and then because it's a big battle for dominance on who gets to rule the next world, right? All these gods are like throwing down the gauntlet from all these cultures.
The premise sounds pretty good.
It's awesome, I think, but it's I don't think it's quite as massive market appeal. There's no waifu dating sim or anything like that. So
there's no music game. There's no.
Yeah. Give it a shot though. If you have
my list keeps growing and growing and growing. Funny enough, I don't know if you know, but like I do like play games based just on their music first, and then I've been lucky that the games that I have played have been good games. But Persona's the only, or like that world of Atlus has been the only one where like I do love the music, but it's just so big. Same thing kind of happened with Yakuza. I'm like, oh, there's 7 games. There's.
I've only finished Yakuza 0.
Me too. That's it.
Yeah, and I've played the other games. I've enjoyed them, and I've got some pretty, like with Yakuza 7. I got about 50 halfway through. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but would I play? Because 7 is a bit of a departure, but would I play like 6 games that are very similar and
the spin-offs? Yeah,
it's a lot. And Yakuza 0 is I've heard the best one, and I really enjoyed it. So I guess on this first pick, a lot of overlaps, a lot of.
If you want, you could load up another one, or if you want, just keep it as is. It's up to you. I don't care.
I think we'll keep it as is for this one, yeah, and then maybe for the next one.
It's all natural, anyways.
Well, I'm gonna focus on picking music from different genres for sure. But hey, man, whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm always down for whatever. Great picks, though.
No, you too. I'm
great picks.
I'm like, as a result today, you've doubled down my conviction to go and actually play Nier Replicant, because man, I love Automata. Dude. The soundtrack's phenomenal. So what am I waiting for? Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, then head on over to Jesse's Auditorium for more. We split up all these episodes between our two channels. Cheers all, and catch you there.